Hey, Tony Gasson here. Now, this kind of stuff that we cannot explain, and saw this 49ers owner, which obviously is a billionaire, arrested in a prostitution sting. And that's just absolutely crazy. And to the fellas who end up seeing this, that's something that you really got to take personal as a man. Like, you got to take pride in being able to develop the discipline. And it's going to start with what you watching on your phone and on your laptop. It's going to start with you cutting out those subscriptions or the free sites or apps where you're going to watch that stuff. And for the women too, I didn't know women watch that stuff, but I've been learning that women watch the corn too, and it's destroying you from the inside out. It's destructive. It is demonic. It's taking hold of your mind or your heart, your spirit. It's going to rip everything out of you. It's going to destroy your life, destroy your family. And we see it happening. So look at this right here with this guy who is a billionaire, could have anything he wants in the world, private jet, mansions, fly around the world, could go to any sporting event, any music event, can go to any island, anywhere in the world. And they say he was going to a trailer park to have sex with a prostitute for $140. And that also shows the sadness too of just how money can't buy happiness, and how having it all, like, instead of getting the most beautiful prostitute in the world who works out of a mansion for 1,400 an hour or 14,000 an hour, he went to $140. And it just is crazy. It's sad. And that right there is just another sign in our society. And I really want men to take this personal, not in a yada the awakening way. I ain't coming to you like that, trying to tell you one thing and me be doing another. But you got to realize, like, all of us have that access to go pay for some behind from one of these women that's out here, and that's what they do for a living. But we're making different choices. And to the 49ers owner, you need to go and sit down with me. You need to go and bring him out there, put him on retainer with them 49ers. Because if you doing it, your players might be doing it too. And that's essentially what I did with the NBA team, is just try to help the players become men, help them learn how to move right and act right and live right. And one of those situations of, it is a lot of this nonsense and tomfoolery going on, and a lot of people don't realize it all start with that stuff you watching on your phone. And then you want to fulfill it. You want to fulfill the fantasy, and your imagination gets the best of you. So here this man is, he takes and he goes and he got it all, could have it all, and he say he want him some trailer park behind, and he want to go get it out the mud. He want it dirty. He want it ripping and raw. And that's sad. It's disgusting. And it show you how the fantasies go the opposite of what you have. So when you don't have anything, then you want to get this luxury experience. And then when you got everything, you want this trashy experience. And this is a grown man at the highest level of living. And when you think about this, and this is what I try to remind you and keep you mindful of, the fact that you have these people who, this the highest level of living. Like, this is your principal. This could be your police officer, your politician. And we see these things, and men we have to do better. And we all gonna have a vice. Like we all gonna go through something. We all gonna feel a certain way. And we all to a certain degree kill ourselves in one way or another. So for me, it may be instead of cheating on my wife, I might have me an old fashioned. And even though I'm not getting drunk and I'm behind closed doors, and I don't even like alcohol, it just telling myself, oh, I'm winding down, oh, I'm grown. But what does that alcohol do to the liver or the kidney, whichever one it affect? And so it has an effect. And so I had to realize that and realize like, hey, if you mess around and this become a habit and this ain't some social that you doing, when you out to dinner and when you with a group of people and y'all just adults and you drinking responsibly or whatever you having a drink. But if this thing get out of hand and you end up got to be doing this every day or multiple times a day, and I started to realize it when I got on the plane and I would see people ordering alcohol at 8 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, you look regular, like you don't look like no drunk, but why is you drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning? Like my goodness, you drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning, you must be drinking all day every day. And then I started to think, well, do alcohol kill bacteria in your stomach or something? Because the people I'm looking at that drinking 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, they look normal. You expect them to look like all frazzled and this be in first class. So I'm like, these is high earners. This top 10% in America sitting up here drinking at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so we all have our little vices and stuff like that, but you got to be mindful and you got to be intentional. And to the men, I just want to challenge you as a man. Like right now, I'm going through in my head and I'm thinking about, because me being a thinker, I may want to bring up a conversation that's something I seen online or something I'm thinking about, but it may be a conversation my wife don't want to have. And so I could just be introducing just nothingness or just stress or whatever. And so for me on the mental side of things, I have to realize like, okay, Tony, get on your microphone and talk to your audience. Like don't everything got to be brought to your wife. Everything you thinking, everything you feeling. And that take a lot of discipline. It takes discipline to get to that place to where what you want to do that may not be advantageous or healthy, you don't do it. And because you understand what it's doing to you or what it's doing to somebody else or the personality types. And so I could bring up a conversation that a certain personality type would love the conversation and to engage and to go back and forth and talk about it and explain it. But I know my wife personality type, she kind of is more so sensitive and she may feel like it's a confrontational topic or this a accusatory or is this or that. And so I'm very mindful with what I bring to her from my audience and from the internet. And I have to process that. And then the same thing with like if you want to go watch corn, or if you want to go cheat, or if you want to argue, or if you want to lie, or you want to steal, or you want to do this, you want to do that, you have to find a healthy alternative. You got to find an outlet. You got to get to a place to where you could take and do something different. And you get to that place to where you say, okay, hey, hold on now. Let me take and figure out what can I do. So for me as a man, as a faithful man, like Thursday, I'm going to the Hamptons for like a private dinner type get together, networking type thing. And then Friday it's like a bigger event at the same, man's mansion in the Hamptons and not no Diddy party, business party, investors and pro athletes and, tech founders and stuff like that. And so I'm going there as a tech founder and a speaker and a personal brand. And that get me out the house. I get to see people, meet people, have good conversations, and that's like a high, that exploration. When FIFA was just here, I ain't have it. I couldn't afford it, but I went ahead and sprung for it. And I went to a game in Toronto, a game in Los Angeles, a game in Houston, and a game in Miami. And in Miami, I took my whole family. And then in Houston, I took one of my videographers from a production company because he played soccer in high school. So I took him. His ticket was about $1,500. And then in Toronto, I took my oldest son. And then in LA, I went by myself. And that cost. That cost probably, I don't know in total. It could have, them 4 games could have cost me 20,000 or something. But when you think about it, what would it cost me if I cheat on my wife? And I think a lot of men don't think about that. And there's so many guys that's knocking marriage and hating on marriage, not realizing nothing wrong with marriage. Marriage isn't broken. You're broken. That's what you have to realize. There's nothing wrong with marriage. Marriage does what it does. It's a healthy union. It's a healthy institution. The problem with marriage is the people going into the marriage. And so men are saying, I'll never get married again. I lost everything or I lost too much. That's what you deserve. That's what you should have lost. That's what you want to lose. You want that lesson. You want to be punished and reprimanded, chastised for doing things the wrong way. That's what you want. Because if you don't get that, you'll never learn. So instead of running away from it, no, run back to it and say, this next time, I'm going to be better. This next time, I'm going to do the right thing. I'm going to do what I'm supposed to do this next time. I'm going to do right. And that's what you're supposed to do. You go after it. You go to get it. And don't look at it like, oh, this a issue, this a problem. Like marriage ain't good for me. No. And so I'm thinking about it and I'm like, you know what? Man, I got to go into this cerebral, stoic place because as life gets harder, like it's so many people writing me that are down bad and they don't realize like I got to stay up. I got to feed my family. I'm an entrepreneur. Like I got to figure it out. I got to make business work. I don't get a check every 2 weeks. Like I got to get up and grind. And I got to do what I got to do. And that's not easy. It ain't hard. I mean, it ain't easy being creative and ingenuitive and coming up with stuff and I have to give of myself because I just got off a coaching call. Got another coaching call coming up in 39 minutes. And that's draining. And it don't even pay one bill. So a coaching call might pay the phone bill. And but it's like so to pay a bill at the level of living that I'm at, I might have to do 5, 6 coaching calls. You only got but so many hours in a day. And then you talking to people and they have their issues and what they going through. So now they pulling from me because they dumping on me. So they pulling from me. So I get off the call, I'm drained. And because I'm helping them solve their problems, but I still got to come back to my problems and the stuff I got to solve and figure out in my life. Like right now, I take care of my mom and my mother-in-law. And that's 2 bills that I wish I did not have, but to not have them would mean they would be dead. So I'd rather them be alive than me not have them as 2 responsibilities. But it's just the way the mop flops and the way the cookie crumbles, as my college football coach would say. And so think about if every Monday you had to give your mom $750. And that's what I do. And every month in a lump sum, give my mother-in-law 2,500 for her rent, and then her car and car note comes to about $1,350. And that's because when you elevate to a certain quality of life, it's almost torture and unfair for the people closest to you to watch you elevate. And so, with all that my mother-in-law sacrificed for my wife to get to college and get through college and get a master's degree after coming over from Jamaica, me being her husband and me providing for my wife, I have to also provide for my mother-in-law because it's what my wife would do if she was working a job. And if she had become a doctor as she was set out to do. And that's just the responsibility that God allowed me to be able to take care of. But if I was working a different type of job or making less money, which money goes up and down as an entrepreneur, so you got to be ready and able to adjust, and you got to be willing to put the work in. You got to put the work in, and it's given a lot. And so that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize and understand. And I carry a lot of stress. So I could go out and get my jump off. I go get my jump off and say, oh, this is how I'm gonna ease my stress. Go out here and sleep with this woman, sleep with this woman, sleep with this woman, do this right here, do this right there. Oh, I'm gonna be one of these polygamists and have multiple women or what have you. And it's like, that stuff, it seemed cool in the moment, but it just don't last long term. And so I really want to challenge the men. Find your backbone, find your strength, find your outlet, and abstain from the things that are not moving your life forward. Abstain from the things that is breaking you down and killing you slowly, and get to that place and that point to where you can find you a healthy, wholesome outlet and you can do the right thing. I would love to be able to trade places with the owner of them 49ers and be the owner of the 49ers. Like, man, that's a problem I want. I want that problem, and I want that life for me and my family. Shoot, we get to go to all the games and all of that and go in there. I go in there and give a motivational speech to the team if I want to, whenever I want to. I'm the owner. Then get to pass the team down to my sons. Like, listen, y'all, if the Lord mess around and bless me, I'm buying me 10% of a protein to put that in the trust and pass it down to my sons and have them pass it down and raise they kids, sons or daughters, the right way so that the Gaskins keep 10% of this here team, this organization, till they sell it and cash out. Or now I might sell it, buy it at 50, then sell my stake at 60, 65, so I could live off that money. I don't know if I want my great grandkids to be eating off my money. It's like, shoot, that look like the life. This man out here going to trailer park to get him a little piece of behind for $140. Come on now. You got to do better than that now. And that's the same thing though. So if this man can end up in that place and do something like that, any man can. We all can fail. We all can fall down. We all can go through that. And that's what we got to realize. Like, it's not worth it. It ain't worth it. And we got to be stronger. We got to get to a place. We got to get to a place to where we can do better. And you got to start taking the action and finding your outlet. Find your tribe. Join us in the purpose pushers. You struggling with motivation, you don't know your purpose, or you know your purpose but struggling to activate. You struggling with the corn. You struggling with focus. Go on, join us in the purpose pushers. Be a part of the community. Hop on the calls. Get in the chat. Share your motivational. We had a few fellas sign up. Share your motivational quotes. Ask your questions. You going through some, you're thinking about some, you need some feedback on some. Get out your comfort zone and save yourself. Save your life. And that's what we got to get to. You got to find something different. You got to find some accountability. Got to. And it ain't gonna be easy, but you got to do it. So hey, this Tony Gaskins. Keep your head up. Make sure, click the link in the description. Get on in the Purpose Pushers community. Join us. And let's keep pressing. And I'll be back with another video shortly. Just splitting these topics. But God bless you. Oh, we got us a call tonight, 8 p.m. in the Purpose Pushers community. This call will be for everybody, even if you're on your free trial or even if you're at the entry level of the membership. So it'll be a little lesson with little lesson and Q&A. So go on, get your free 7 days on me. Check this out, see what it's about, and go from there. God bless you. We'll talk soon.